what's the name, cousin, Tyrone cousin. And it happened so I'm running to two people who actually engaged me and let me know exactly what's here, man. I'm just in town. I want to know what's happening in North Chicago, Mike. Tell me.
Well, I can tell you what's happening in North Chicago right now.
Yeah.
And also I can tell you some of the history that I have went through in North Chicago. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm getting ready to head over here and pick up another North Chicagoan. Then we're going to have to do a little thing. But, you know, as we go along, just hang on with me and I'll tell you everything, every little spot that I know.
Okay.
So I'll get back with you in a few minutes here.
All right. Hold that. Hold that. Hold that. Hold that. Okay, roll, man. Keep talking. Roll, man.
You told me to hold that.
That's part of the conversation.
That's part of the conversation. But let me tell you about part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Part of the conversation is, we came up here.
Yeah.
I came up here with my dad and mom, but they were GSs from where were we at? Oklahoma City. From Oklahoma City.
What?
Huh?
Tulsa?
Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Not Tulsa, Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Oklahoma City looks mighty putty. Matter of fact, I got a guy named brother. He's an Okie too, because he was born the youngest one of all of I heard. He was born down in Oklahoma himself, you know, so we call him an Okie. But he's a big Okie.
Okay.
But you know, he's dead as a doornail now. But anyway, move right along. But we came up here. They got stationed up here at Fort Sheridan. At which, at Fort Sheridan, they worked at Fort Sheridan, and then all of a sudden, my dad worked at Fort Sheridan, my mom worked over here at Great Lakes Naval Station, Building 1. I'm sure you guys haven't seen that. I'm sure.
I used to work there, man.
Yeah, you worked at Building 1?
I was a P&E.
Okay, but you should know, you probably know my mom back in the day.
I was in engineering.
I wish we could go through this gate, but we can't go through this gate. Matter of fact, he's filming. You're filming right now. We're filming graduation day for the naval station itself. It's graduation day. These folks, these young folks are graduating, and they're glad to get up out of here. But all these buildings that you see around here are representing the United States ships. They're named after each ship they got on the water here. So, you know what I mean? They got certain dates. If you look at the front of the building, they got the dates when these ships were, how you say it? When they were, goddamn, when they bust that big old champagne bottle on them, put them out there.
Commission.
Commission. They got every date on them. There you go. That's right. Got every date on these ships where they were commissioned. So, and this is the biggest training, I believe is almost the biggest training base for the government. For the government at all, just this naval state training base. This is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen one bigger than this. If anybody else have, hey, I sure like to see the documentary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So tell me about North Chicago Walk here.
Well, this is part of North Chicago here as you're going on this training base here, as you're going to this training base. A long time ago on this training base, if you look at this field over on the side of us here.
Yeah. To your right.
This to my right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys on the right, left in the camera, but anyway, moving right along. This area right here used to be Quonset huts.
Yeah.
There used to be black sailors.
Okay.
That were over on this side at first.
The Lucky 13.
Well, the Lucky 13 was there was a whole black officer group, the Lucky 13.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they were here at that time. But all I know is it was black Quonset huts over here, and that's what separating blacks and whites at that time. But that was in the Navy.
Okay.
It's my cousin. How I found out about this is my cousin. We came to visit her. My cousin. We came over here on this side.
Okay.
Then on the other side of the post, which I'm sure he showed you on the where building 1. God dang it, I forgot, man, this thing is closed off. Man, what am I doing? What am I doing? Good Google the Boogle, man. Golly.
So what gate we have to go to?
We got to go to gate 6.
Yeah.
We got to go to gate 6 to get our post. Forgot all about it. Forgot about the graduation. But graduation, this is a graduation hall they put up here in place of them old Quonset huts.
Okay.
But back in them days, and I'm talking about around 60, 67, 68. That's where I came over here and I seen there's a lot of them. There was a lot of Quonset huts here then.
Yeah.
But they had them just the black Navy people in there. There was some wild boys back in them days, trust me. But we came and visited our cousin. We seen him graduate and go through the 9 yards.
So what was the black experience in south side of Chicago and North and Waukegan and North Chicago?
Well,
how did I reflect on the Renaissance during the time of black people in this area? How was it as you living part of it?
Well, see, I've lived part of it. I'm from that area, that old area back there.
Yeah.
When we had it, where I was telling you I stayed in Oklahoma. My mom and dad traveled. I was born in Rome, New York. But as we traveled down to Oklahoma and places like that, we couldn't go to the bathroom as we went down south. The signs were still up.
Jim Crow laws.
Yes, the signs were still up at that time.
Yeah.
And when you couldn't eat in the major restaurants,
Right.
you had to eat in the back where they cook at.
Okay.
And as we came up, as they did their time down there, we came up here to North Chicago.
Okay.
We had to still go through some of that ways down south, but as you cross it, you got up north. North was a little bit more better, and you could eat in a restaurant, eat at a table. We were surprised and shocked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that time, I remember as kids, we were looking like, goodness gracious, a little bit more better,
Wasn't Oklahoma more liberated as far as for blacks?
It was liberated, but it was so still a lot of prejudice in Oklahoma.
Okay.
As far as my mom and dad come, you know what I mean? I never lived in the hood.
So North Chicago, south side of Chicago was actually the inception of a lot of black people building that place up.
South side of Chicago at that time, you got a place in the south side of Chicago that was a big marketplace. It was, it took the place of Oklahoma as far as stock market and blacks itself as a community. It was booming. It was booming so deep. It was, of course it was booming so deep. Quite obvious they had to break up that little franchise because it was making too much.
Elevating the black populace.
Right. It was just get ready to blow up. You know what I mean? It was getting ready to blow up. And at that time it was, everybody was, oh boy. Excuse me here. Mike speaking. No, I ain't got no truck rock sheets with me. But you got them on the computer there though. You got to go into what's that little? I can't think of the name of the file they call it. Share drive. Share drive. Yeah, you do. You got the share drive now. You got that share drive. I'll show you. Where are you at? You at the bases? You on the computer? Hold up, I should be over there. I'm gonna have to wait on this light. I had to go around to this gate to get out of there. And I should be over there in a few. All right, later. But anyway, where was I at? I was talking about
South Chicago.
South Chicago itself was really,
we call it the Renaissance of black people in South Chicago.
And it wasn't, you wouldn't call these people when they were talking about the Renaissance, you wouldn't talk about blacks. You talk about real blue collar workers, and very rich
Yeah.
black society.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about it was like it was almost west side, it was almost the west side and south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was booming.
Okay.
And I mean, the folks were very influential. I'm looking at it and said, man, and that's what I looked at, I said, boy, I ain't never seen nothing like this before, you know. Blacks were really
Thriving like
you know
that.
what I mean, thriving and
Yeah.
looking very, you know how when you go into an area, you see folks were looking high and outstanding, and
There's someone as a kid.
yeah, they there.
Oh, so we gotta.
We got to show our IDs.
Yeah.
This is a secured. This is very secured. All right. Right now we outside the post,
Yeah.
and I want to show you this way here because as time went on, I'm going to take you to the North Chicago, the old North Chicago as known. This here is we're right now on right now on 137. They call it Buckley Road. Some people call it Buckley Road, but it's really 137. 137, it wasn't like this before. It was just a two-way highway. And I want to take you to the old 137 as it goes up. And 137 will run you right into the Great Sheridan Road, and which is the other side of Great Lakes. The east side of Great Lakes is on the east side, North Chicago, and which is still North Chicago. Which is still North Chicago.
So what Tyrone is saying, we've been making history. We have 4 black men, all of these counties in all of these cities now.
Yeah, that's the first time in the history of it this way. They had a black mayor. We always had black aldermen and all this and that in these towns, but ain't nobody really was a black mayor. It became a black mayor. See, you're passing Great Lakes Naval Station, and at Great Lakes Naval Station, as you come through here, this is Sheridan Road that we're riding on now. As you pass Great Naval Station, this is in North Chicago.
Yeah.
And you can see it's a big, huge place of Great Lakes itself.
Yeah. So what's the major manufacturer in North Chicago?
The major manufacturer is Abbott's Laboratory.
Okay.
But now it's called Abbey.
Oh, Abbey.
They changed the name.
For tax purpose, right?
Oh, you know, quite obvious. I can't tell you the truth on that, but you know what? I believe it was, but you know what I mean? What I have
You see this place here to our left? Back in the day, there used to be what we call a strip, right?
There you go. That's why I'm trying to take you to North Chicago, but he broke it down. I didn't need that to ride out here with him. Is he breaking it down to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you know what? My thing is this here is, as a sailor, this was the main gate.
Right.
Back in the day, and this empty lot here that you see is for sale now used to be the strip, and they had all kind of pool halls, goddamn liquor stores, everything on this strip. That's where the sailors used to go to.
Yeah. So that was the Renaissance, a high point in North Chicago.
But now that was a big thing in North Chicago at that time.
Yeah.
But they didn't hire that much jobs because they didn't hire that many people from North Chicago itself on this strip. It was people owned it. Over at the side here, you had Solo.
Okay.
It was Solo Cup, and it used to be at the side here at the time. Solo Cup was a big manufacturer. This place right here was a parts company, or a famous parts company. I can't think of the name of it all. Johns Manfield had a little building right there. John Manfield.
Okay.
then when you come down to North Chicago, when you go down to North Chicago, at the time, back in the day, as I'm getting ready to turn down here, you had the great jelly beans. If you like jelly beans, this is called Jelly Belly.
Oh,
This is their main hub right here.
Of North Chicago business
Of North
district.
Chicago. See, you have Jelly Belly. This Jelly Belly was a very famous thing here. And this is the Jelly Belly that you have. But now they have, at the time it's grown down, you know, if you go down Green Bay Road, you'll see they built another big company out in Wisconsin.
Oh,
Right
I
on the
remember seeing
Wisconsin
it
border.
called it with a different candy name.
It's Jelly Belly too, and that's the same thing. That's their new,
Yeah.
that's their new
Headquarters.
business headquarters there.
Yeah.
But they kept the old one open. Now this is still in North Chicago. In North Chicago, it was at this time all these homes that you see that I'm passing by here were blue collar worker blacks. There were very few at this time. All this areas here was, it was blue collar workers and black folks.
So we didn't have no Mexican,
Only
Puerto Ricans in the
person,
mix?
only persons was up here was Puerto Ricans at that time. There was more Puerto Ricans up here. There was very few Mexicans up here at that time. Because most of them was Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
And as you go down to the main street, and this is Lewis Ave, they've been here, will take you all the way to the other big place in North Chicago was working, is the VA Navy base. As you go, we're turning back down on, they call it Martin Luther King Drive now, but back in the day it was called 22nd Street. The great place was TP's.
Okay.
This is the famous liquor store in North Chicago at the time.
Yeah.
Right here was another bar. That we just passed up.
There was another one to our left there too, right?
And there was another one over. Yes, they tore it down.
Yeah. Then your
And
buddy,
then here, a
Chet
telephone
Swope,
company,
Chet Swope used to run that?
Yeah. The telephone company is right over that way.
Okay.
Then you turn down Grove Ave. This was Grove Ave. Grove Ave stops here, and then it turns into Broadway here.
Okay.
Broadway, these houses been down here for what you call, but this was, I'm telling you, it is down now, but back in the day it was classic. It was a very classy area.
Mm-hmm. But it run down.
But
now.
it's run down now because, hey,
New demographic.
New young folks took over and they didn't keep up the area like they used
No
to.
self-ownership.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember now they call them projects, but I remember there were townhomes that were very nice townhomes. But as you come down this way, if you came down this way in the 80s and 90s, you'll end up getting shot. Now,
Right.
Meanwhile, in this community, there was a lot of great black business owners. There was a lot of black business owners in this community at that time.
So why the behavior change in the 80s and 70s that wasn't there in the 70s? Where was what it was to be like more peaceful in the 70s?
In the 70s, it was very peaceful. You know what I mean? It was.
And then the offspring of the.
Well, now are you telling your story? You want me to tell my story?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yes, I'm just telling you. Back in the 60s and 70s, this was blue collar workers. You couldn't. There was no hood in this area. Now I want to take you down Argonne Drive. Argonne Drive was in this time in North Chicago was for the high class of not the blue collar, but uplifting blacks. It was, I mean, expensive homes that back in them down. I mean, very nice laid out. You wouldn't even come, you wouldn't, you know, when you ride down there, you probably get a ticket for driving by the houses at the time.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, because it was very, very, very high class. There was very, very uply coming people here. But you can see as the houses, they went down. When we left Waukegan, my mom built this house right here on the corner here. Right there on the corner. We built that house for my mom. My dad passed away. That's the only original house we built on the corner. Our first house we built. But this whole area here it was a beautiful. I mean, it was very beautiful. You could walk around here, and during the holidays, people would say, "Hey, yo, so and so," because everybody knew so and so, and they would say, "Come and sit down and get you a meal. Let me feed you." That's how they used to do up here. But most of these people are from down south. And then you go to the high school in North Chicago, and is the high school from North Chicago. And also you had their elementary school across from called Neal Elementary School. That football field there was a lot of football being played there. But anyway, there go the North Chicago Police Department, which haven't changed at all. Haven't changed at all. They put new signs on it with the fire department, but haven't changed. Now right here across the street on my left-hand side where they made this out of a housing unit, there used to be an old Italian dude in there. He sell number penny candy. Number penny candy, and this is it. Now churches in North Chicago is been there, but the Jehovah Witness Hall is right here, which is brand spanking new. But the oldest church in North Chicago and one of the biggest Baptist churches in North Chicago is right here. We're coming up on it right now. And also,
What's his name?
I can't think of it. St. John, St. James or St. John. I've been going to so many churches I forgot the names of. But anyway, as you go through this, as you go up to Argonne, the lady in this church, she decides to do something for women. For women, black girls that are pregnant and stuff. So she opened up this house here. She opened up this house here, and so for women that is pregnant, to have their babies, to get them on their feet.
What's her name?
This is the Daisy Development Center. She gave so to find them jobs, and also when they do have the kids, she tried to put them in nice homes, help them get started and put on foot. She was the only lady in North Chicago that did this. Then if you go in North Chicago, they used to call this area that you're riding in now, they call it, this road here, this right here is 20th Street. Used to call this the Boondocks. Why they call it the Boondocks? Because back in the day, they had odd houses back in the yards back here. Odd houses. But as time went on, they started developing their own houses, and everything came up. And it was blue collar workers. Now they got a little bit torn down. But as you pass up here, and a lot of these, I'm telling you, a lot of these families lived here were working at Great Lakes, Leeds at Great Lakes. They're working at Abbott's, making big money at Abbott's. Then when you come up here, you come up to Prospect Street. When you hit Prospect Street, they call this different. They changed this to a different name. They call it the Hilltop. Okay. They called it the Hilltop. Is when you got up here to the Hilltop, you probably had some less blacks say, hey, you're comfortable. Everybody was comfortable in here. Now you talking about the ushers. This is the usher's house that they built by hand themselves. They were very goddamn a rich family. They were so rich they had made these houses over here for their people, their cousins and whatever they had in their family. They made it and built each individual house for them. Then as you go back, you run back into 20, and you're back at 22nd Street. which is well known as Martin Luther King Drive. But as time went on, there used to be a Pizza Hut right across the way over there, but now it's a Chinese buffet thing. McDonald's wasn't here back in the day. There was no McDonald's here at all. But where the white folks live, I'm getting ready to take you now. You go up 22nd Street. And it was the blue collar whites at that time. Where they live at is in this area was Polish. A lot of Polish families lived in this area. And it was a very nice area. That was their elementary school. Very few blacks attended this school. As kindergarten and all that and stuff, and that's a little elementary school. But at that time, very few blacks. Now it's filled with both races, all type of races.
Demographic, yeah.
But as you go down here, this was another white blue collar worker area. And you wouldn't run through here even for a 5-0 pull you over.
See who that is. Ross looking for me. I'm gonna answer later.
Right here, I had a partner that was in combat. He lived right there with his wife.
Yeah.
His name is Handy.
Yeah.
Which Handy had a big family around here.
Yeah.
Had a huge family around here.
Right.
They also owned Kids Bar. As time went on, they were the biggest party people around here, as far as club wise and going to clubs in North Chicago. Just saying in North Chicago now.
Yeah.
Now, as we go around here to the Polish home areas.
Mm-hmm.
The Polish home area was very classy back in the day. But as time goes on, just like I said, as time goes on, they start willing it out. But now, I forgot to take your blood pressure. And then after, this was a Polish area. So as the Polish area grew, it was really going on. Going on back then.
Yeah.
They decided to build them a golf course.
Yeah.
In North Chicago, which this is North Chicago's golf course that they built.
So the Polish people built this.
Oh yes. North Chicago golf course out that way. That's a golf course. And then as you go around here, this is always very quiet and hush hush. They didn't want blacks over this area back in those days. As time changes, a lot of blacks live up in this area now.
I got you.
But anyway, moving right along, you can see their area is very big and the roads always keep up. North Chicago roads, and where the black community do not keep up just like this.
Because they had control of the city government, right?
The government
Polish.
is Polish, but they make sure that their area is done complete nice for in Waukegan or North Chicago. North Chicago Park is named Falls Park. I believe this building here was donated to Falls Park itself.
see.
And you believe it, the VFW, this is where the VFW really what you call it. Then they said, okay, since we got this opening up, we're gonna build newer home type of homes in this area.
So the land was donated.
The land was donated. They got it cheaper. They built all kind of big mansions out here, big houses and everything. Now this area across, you see all these trees and thick bushes here. That's the area that the Cubs own. The Cubs at Old Wrigley Field, they own all that area there, and also on, if I would have started in North Chicago down 41 and Waukegan Road, they also got applied. They were talking back in them days of moving the Cubs out of Wrigleyville and putting them up over here, but it always fell through the cracks. Oh boy, that's too wrong. So get ready, dead in here, turn in. Now this is a studio. What type of studio it is, I do not know.
Yeah, that's in Green Bay Road, right? I saw that pass on.
Yeah, that is Green. Yes, that is Green Bay Road.
Yeah.
But you can see they built this area up really big.
So how much in your family, Mike?
How much was it? My family?
Yeah, yeah.
My family. There's 4 girls and 4 boys.
Oh, so you came from a big family like I
came
do.
Came from a big family. Yeah, big family.
Yeah.
But my mom and dad and sister, we all go to college.
Right.
I decided not to go. I got drafted along with one of my brothers.
Yeah.
A lot of people at the Great Lakes live over. If they live in North Chicago, guarantee they live on this side.
Yeah, because it's upscale now.
It's still holding its own over here on this side. But you on this side is very quiet, easy going, and everything. So you're not gonna run into no mess on this side.
You remember a guy named George Ellis?
Yeah, I know George Ellis.
Yeah.
I know George Ellis very well.
Yeah.
George Ellis, matter of fact, George Ellis lived on Argonne. Now we're going to take you to the golf course that they made. Reason why I know they made this, but we was as teenage kids, we just come out here and caddy for them.
Okay.
And at that time, they give you 20. Some people give you $60 to carry the clubs and stuff like this.
That's big money for
And for a teenager at that time, and you go ahead and you get you 4 customers. Boy, we thought we had some money in our pockets, boy, back some days. But we always were working and doing everything that we can. This here is the golf course itself. Nice little golf course, believe it or not. A very nice little golf course. And a lot of people from Great Lakes rent that out and they throw themselves parties there.
I got you.
They also throw it for people making chief, people, wife and husband who want to have a family union, they'll rent it out to them or whatever. Now as you go back here, we're back on Argonne Drive. As I tell you that the high class blacks at that time stayed on Argonne Drive. As you go up, Argonne Drive, it always had been 2-lane and a 2-lane going through and back. Now, as you go back down Argonne Drive, As you go down the Argonne Drive, you're still in the hilltop right here. This is still called the hilltop area. As we gotta go back down, this church is I can say it's new to me, but it's been probably around 20. It's probably 20 or 25 years old. Christian faith. When they built that. Now, when you go to North Chicago, A.J. Kassemeyer. I had a sister that started off teaching now.
Oh, that's school there.
A.J. Kassemeyer. It's an elementary school. These are the newest homes in North Chicago because they built these up, tore down the projects over here, built these up here and replaced them. I remember when these buildings were brand spanking new. But the only flaws in that is
Time change.
people don't want to be too close to the projects.
Yeah.
And the projects, this is the whole projects in North Chicago.
Let me call. He's calling me. Let me see. No, let me see what he wants. Yeah, Russ. Hello.
We're in your office. Where you at?
Oh, I'm over with Mike. I'm over by Mike. I'll be back and I'll be coming back.
How long is it gonna take?
Oh, about 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. We'll wait here.
Okay, man.
I'm here with Eric.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I'm leaving on Friday anyway. Vacation.
Anyway, this used to be the projects that were very rough. They redid them, trying to restore them back. But
Yeah.
still, you got low-income families, very low-income families living here.
Right.
It got so rough in here, they decided to say, hey, you know, we got to do something about this.
Yeah.
And these are the old projects here.
Yeah.
They gate them off, and you got to have ID to go in and visit somebody
Right.
and ID to visit them.
Right.
And that's why you can't drive through that area because they're trying to maintain the problem.
Yeah. Let's go back see what he wants. I don't know.
Okay, let me hit him.
He want me to inventory his
And this
school
is the
before I
new.
leave, I
This
guess.
is for the goddamn reserve. They building that for veterans,
Okay.
veterans houses.
Yeah.
Man, these folks gonna tear them jokers up when they get moved
Yeah.
there. They waiting on them. The drug dealers are waiting on them. Trust me.
I got you.
Trust me. They're waiting. They're gonna blow them up, boy, when they get them. they're gonna tear them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of there's a lot of veterans on.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's gonna go bring that joker down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because people do that bring down your society.
Yeah.
They don't really care. They just
They don't.
want their own
They
thing.
don't care.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get that off.
Walk in and enjoy the day, whereas people will be bundling up and they will be actually shivering. But today they're not shivering. They're literally out here strolling through the city, going to the various marketplace in Waukegan, Illinois. And that's what people enjoy when the sun comes out and the spring thaw begin to unfold. It's a new life. Even the birds, you can hear them twinkling and singing and chuckling, to call it, knowing that spring is near. Spring is near, and then knowing that the flowers will be coming out, the various species will be coming out, including human beings. But the birds are the sign of life in general. We have some ingenuity of people that actually develop ways of being panhandler. Some of them come up with a big sign, some of them come up with a small sign, but what impressed me is like it'd be shivering cold, 20 degrees and 10 degrees, and the folks will still be out on the side of the street panhandling. I would say, young and old, I would say the best thing to do is look for a job, but I guess, I don't know who's me to say what it should do, but that's what I noticed here in Waukegan. On the road of Belvedere in Washington, people are always out there panhandling. I guess to make money, to feed a family, and pay the rent, and live without paying taxes. Maybe that's what the whole concept is about. But I'm heading back to the crib here in Waukegan, Illinois. Walking from the lake over here in Waukegan, Illinois. The lake is in front of me, and I'm being like a spectator walking across this ramp that goes into the Waukegan Lake. It's a great day to be out photo shooting here. I'm out here this morning actually taking a picture of what the Waukegan Harbor looks like right now in the midst of this winter time. Waukegan Harbor is busy during the summertime with boats, but today, as you can see, the icicles actually on the lake. It's a result of wintertime. A couple weeks ago, this area here actually was frozen over, but if some guy was out there in this lake walking in spite of a frozen lake, in spite of wintertime water. So that fascinated the hell out of me. How could he get out there in that body of water? And I asked him, well, ain't you afraid you're gonna sink? He said, no, it's 6 inches thick, so I can actually stand on this lake. So I'm doing a photo shoot this morning depicting the harbor in which is frozen right now. Right here by Waukegan Yacht Harbor. It's a fascinating place, nice restaurants to eat. Right over there, the boats, all the luxury boats come in here in the summertime, and there's their play toys come around here, and this whole entire marina is filled with pleasure boats. So today I'm taking the time out in the wintertime and taking a photo shoot of what it's like in the wintertime. As you can see, the snow is actually mounted up here. It's melted now, but a couple weeks ago, this whole entire place was actually filled with snow. And about a month ago, the whole temperature in this area was actually 20 minus degrees. And I came down here and I took some photo shoot, but I didn't have the privilege of getting out in that weather. So today it's breezy and it's cold, but I'm taking a photo shoot of this Waukegan Harbor right here in Waukegan, Illinois. And it's actually Lake Michigan Canal. I'm actually taking a photo shoot of downtown Waukegan this morning. Right across here is what we call the Genesis Theater. And it's a landmark in downtown Waukegan. So today, I'm actually taking this photo shoot of Waukegan, Illinois, just to be a composition of what I'm doing. So I'm downtown Waukegan, Genesis Theater, and enjoying the scenery down here. Old Town Waukegan, the street of Old Town Waukegan. And the reason why I'm saying the street of Old Town Waukegan is an architectural design of a city. It seemed like it reflects back in either the early 1900 or late 1800, but the city is laid out in such a rustic way. The architecture is symbolic of a certain era. And so today I'm actually capturing what the city of Waukegan look like today. I'm not sure if the city of Waukegan is a vibrant city, but it's actually an interesting city to photo shoot in. So actually that's what I'm doing today. Yeah. Close up of Washington Park, Washington, what we call it, on Washington Street, which is called the Veteran Park here in Washington, off of Washington Street in Waukegan, Illinois. It's quite a different place today to be, but I'm enjoying the ambient, knowing that I'm participating in what's going on in this city, so I can collectively have an understanding of what's happening here. So that's what I'm doing today, collectively taking pictures and shooting videos of the surrounding area called Waukegan, Illinois. Once again, I'm taking some foliage of Waukegan Hackman Park. Ducks are flying, they're happy, and I'm happy too, because I'm part of this nature. I'm enjoying it. It's quite a Sabbath afternoon, and I'm out enjoying nature as we see it here at Waukegan Park in Illinois. We have about, I guess, 3 more weeks before winter's ended, getting into the spring. Officially it's ended at March 20th, but we can't say that about Illinois. It can snow all the way up to April, so even though it's not winter. So I'm enjoying the opportunity to be, because all this is going to be transformed into a nice body of water that people can actually canoe. But today I'm looking at it from the other angle. Hey, look here. Really, I'm a historian from the Virgin Islands. And I'm trying to capture exactly why people enjoy this kind of weather. Really? Talk to me. What inspired you to be part of this this environment? I mean, one time it's 21 degrees below, next time it's snowing. So what inspired you? Huh? You just love it?
No.
But you're here.
I got no money to get out of here, so.
Well, what would you, I mean, it has a beautiful change of season, don't it?
Yeah.
They have the winter, they have the spring, they have the fall.
It's not for me.
It's not for you. So you actually, I'm from the Virgin, like I said, I'm a historian coming through this small town and trying to engage people in understanding why they actually come to a certain environment. And by doing that, it gave me inspiration to actually go to other small towns. I've been to a lot of small towns in Illinois, but I love to engage the people that I met there. So you guys are originally from? I'm from the Virgin Islands. I don't, you know, I'm not sharing where I'm from the Virgin Islands. I'm from the Virgin Islands. So you guys are Waukeganites or? Waukeganites are?
Well, I was born here in Waukegan. I was raised in Puerto Rico, though.
You're my home girl. St. Thomas.
I know.
And you ain't talking to me. What's this? You was born in Puerto Rico and you ain't talking to me. And you next door to me.
Huh?
You next door to me, St. Thomas, Virgin Island.
I know.
San Pedro or El Yunque or Fajardo and St. Thomas, St. Croix. In fact, most of your nationalists came to the Virgin Islands. A lot of them live in St. Croix and St. John. So, homegirl, I don't believe you're that shy. You know what I'm saying? I had to get it out of you. You know? I can see what you're saying now that you don't like it because of the tropics.
Yeah.
But most of us come to different areas because we're coming for the experience.
Oh no, I don't like this experience.
You don't like it. What's your, oh, hey, enjoying it. Okay, nice. What's your name?
Loose.
Lou. Loose. You know, I met a lady named Juice. You're loose. Okay. All right. Park.
B-E-A-B.
So it's actually a park that was under the Department of Park and Recreation. So tell me about Waukegan. You don't know too much about Waukegan?
What do you want to know?
How did Waukegan came to be?
I don't know. I was born in Victory Hospital, man, and when I woke up, this is where I was at. End up.
Oh, so have you seen a transformation actually take place in Waukegan?
Yeah.
So this is considered York House Road, and this park has a new inception.
Yeah, that's York House Road right there, Mac Road.
Yeah, so this park is actually a new inception.
Well, it's been here.
It's been here for a while.
It's been here, but all this is new.
So where does the water comes from?
Water's always been here.
What always been that just contain it and create a...
Probably from Lake Michigan, some kind of spring or something.
Oh.
Maybe runoff from the...
And then they contain it and make it into a pond.
Yeah, but it's always been a retention
Yeah,
pond.
yeah. So what's the population of Waukegan?
Like 83,000.
83,000. Who's the mayor?
I'm the man.
You the mayor. The mayor. The mayor. All right. What's your name, man?
Fabian Ochoa.
Patroller.
Ochoas. They've been around here
Oh, that name been here for a while.
ever since I've been.
Okay. So.
What's your name?
My name is Leon, man. I'm from the Virgin Islands, historian.
I know you're not from around here. How you
Yeah, historian, coming through doing this piece, man. I'm glad I get a chance to really understand from someone who actually lived here originally how they came into existence.
I mean,
And that's what makes it unique, because someone I engaged with tell me exactly.
Our first house was over at Lake County Gardens over there.
Uh-huh.
You know, small. I guess the house was built for the military.
You sound like you're Italian.
No.
Oh, what's your ethnicity?
Don't laugh now.
What?
Half Mexican, half Polish.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, tell me something. Who in the world is not mixed up?
I know.
You know, people fool themselves. But if I tell you I'm half black Virgin Island Danish, you'll say, wow, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I see Asian people that are black.
Yeah, but sometimes people have this misconception.
Right.
They have a small, narrow mind of thinking that the world is only a certain ethnicity. And that's what threw them off the map.
Do you work for somebody?
Yeah, I work for the Department of Defense.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. But I'm here on assignment, so I'm taking an opportunity out to explore the new horizon.
I was in the Army from 76 to 82.
Yeah.
My dad was in the Marine Corps.
Oh.
My younger cousin just...
Yeah. You guys belong to something distinctive. What is it? What is it?
Disc golf.
It's golf.
Disc golf.
Oh. Oh, I see. Golf. Oh.
Disc golf.
Oh, frisbee like.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
You got drivers, you got putters.
Yeah.
See?
Kind of like
bigger.
clubs in golf, you know?
Oh. Because I saw you guys, I said, man, they're looking impressive, man. There's something going on over there, right?
Parked up here, right?
Yeah, and I'm doing a photo shoot of, of people I encountered, in this place. So you guys are originally from Waukegan?
Yep.
Right down the street.
So tell me about Waukegan, man. I'm a historian coming from the Virgin Islands, trying to understand my environment.
You know?
Small town and small town.
Jim would be the one
Tell me.
Waukegan's almost 200 years old.
Yeah.
It was built as a port city and the city between Chicago and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shipping port and a rail port.
Okay.
Railroad going back.
Okay.
There used to be a lot more industry back here in the early part of the 20th century.
Okay.
And it went away. Everything started moving west.
Oh. That's interesting, because that's what I noticed at all cities. Once a highway comes through, right? They move west.
Yeah.
undeveloped. You know the reason why they did that?
Western expansion. They just kept
Well, the railroad.
No. I'm talking about modern day. You know why they did that? And you was telling me, explain to me. I could tell you why.
modern day expansion west.
Yeah, land was cheaper out there at the time, and
Yeah.
you didn't have to do. It was closer to the interstate. The interstate had a lot
Well,
to
the
do with
interstate
it.
took over from railroads and shipping. So then naturally you just go over
Absolutely.
more west.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You answered the question right, because you know what? Most industry that started, say, on the lakefront, and most of lakefront in the United States of America, and in fact, I've been doing this for a while, right? Once a rustic town become no longer attractive, right? The demographic change. And when the demographic change, the person who actually initiate become an inception of their old money, he now decide he don't want to spend his money where his fathers make his money.
Yeah.
So he moved his business out to a new environment so he could be in control of the money instead of leaving it. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Okay, man.
The Virgin Islands.
The Virgin Islands is a beautiful place, man. It was someplace, originally the Virgin Islands was actually discovered by the British. And the British had an ally called the Danish.
Yeah, probably 1400s-ish.
Yeah, and the Danish found a commodity. And the commodity was sugar cane.
Yeah.
So the sugar cane, back then what was happening, you know, sugar was expensive for royal people, right? So they found a commodity called slavery, and they kept the commodity for a long time until the slave outnumbered them, and then they had a revolution and then they run them off. So that's actually happened there. So
Do you have a YouTube channel or something
Huh?
like that? YouTube? Do you put videos on YouTube?
I'm on YouTube, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm on the El Varlag.
El Vardak? How do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
spell that?
It's a Danish name.
Okay.
V as in Victor, V-A-R-L-A-C-K.
V-A-R-L-A-C-K.
Right.
Okay.
So it's, you know, a lot of time people.
So are you going to upload this? I'll follow you.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do, what I'm doing, right, is that, like I said, the whole concept in life, right, is to understand new environment and understand new people. And sometimes because I'm a historian, I can speak exactly how I see it. And sometimes people can't handle that.
It's objective. You have to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
objective.
They can't handle it, so they become defensive.
Yeah.
And I have to let them know, simple. There's three distinctive people in the world, right? You know who they are, right?
Complainers, the doers,
No,
the watchers,
they're the Mongoloid, right?
the Mongoloids.
The Negroids, right? And the Cockroy, right? And every one of them have different ethnicities within them. You understand the concept? So by you understand the concept, that means wherever you go, right, you have information from other people different to you,
Yeah, and different from.
more of Hispanic orientated, right? Now, what was the inspiration for Hispanics to come to Waukegan?
Hard work.
Hard work.
Yeah, there's more hard-working people here.
Okay.
So the jobs keep coming.
When you say there's more hard-working people, there wasn't none here before?
I mean, there was, but now there's more. So the population increases.
Oh, so what you're saying, what you're telling me, right, is that there's a demand for your labor now,
I mean,
whereas it wasn't there before. That's what you're saying?
I mean, there was still labor, but now there's more. So it increased.
Okay. So is it true that this guy also tell me there's a sign in Mexico? I'm not saying you're from Mexico or South America. He's saying that there's a sign that said, go to Waukegan. I interviewed a young brother from Mexico, and he said that wasn't true. And he told me the same thing what you did. He said the reason why they're migrating, I'm in the same category. When my nationalists moved from the Virgin Islands, they migrated for work. I don't know if you know where the Virgin Island is. It's strange, you know. Geographically, you know where the Virgin Island is? It's down there by Puerto Rico. So that's why you all migrated here, for more work. And so it's interesting. I enjoy it. So what's your name? Tony? Who? You know, it's unusual to see you guys playing basketball. Yeah. I see you doing some soccer, man, but when I saw you in the coat, I said, man, I gotta run into this guy because he must been a transformation guy. He have now blended into the culture. Columbus, yeah. So what's your name, brother? So what do you think about so far, Illinois?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of cool. The only thing is where I live is kind of crappy.
Oh, you mean your apartment, crabby?
Yeah, it is.
Where you live?
I live in, it's more like downtown Waukegan area.
Okay, well, nice meeting you, man. Nice meeting the new building manager. Where are we gonna put you?
Sorry?
Where are you gonna go?
From here?
Yeah, I mean what building?
Oh no, I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, man.
I'm still floating around.
That's good, man. This is impromptu, man. So I'm just, special occasion today, man. Just a lead Russ special occasion. We having what, breakfast?
Yeah.
At a full moon, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting hungry.
Again? What building you guys in?
Camp Porter, baby.
Oh yeah, so we're coming for this special occasion here, having breakfast with Eric. All right, all right, all right, all right.
Big O.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and here we have the new guy. All right.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah.
See you, man.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Then it gets down to Interstate 55 and turns southwest. It goes parallel to it, to Joliet.
Okay.
Where it just past Joliet, it joins the Kankakee River and it forms the Illinois River.
Okay.
From there, it goes to the Mississippi River and down to the Gulf of Mexico.
So what are you going to be doing today?
I'm going to go put my canoe out there and I'm just going to paddle.
Is this sort of like what the Native American used to do?
Yeah, more in the north and the northeast from here.
Okay.
It's not really known how much they spent in canoes here because the rivers aren't really
that deep.
They're not that deep. This is very deep right now. It's
so what's the name of this river?
The Des Plaines River.
Des Plaines River. Okay. Good. And I'm going to be watching Mr. What's his name?
Paul Klanowski.
Paul Klanowski. Oh, you sound like you got one of Polish name.
Yep.
So your descendants was Polish.
My grandparents and great-grandparents
came here and settled in Wadsworth.
Well, they settled in Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Yeah.
So you just happened to transplant to Wadsworth.
Well, this area, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna hold you up. I'm gonna watch you launch your canoe, and I'm gonna capture you. Right?
Okay.
Okay. This is fascinating because this is I finally get a chance to see actually a participant launch his canoe and down the Des Plaines River. And I don't know where Paul gonna be traveling to today, but I know he's going down this river, either up to Milwaukee, because this comes from Milwaukee, right?
No, it comes out of Racine County.
Racine County?
Yep.
Racine County, and it
that far.
Okay, and it head from Racine County. So that's where it originated from?
That's where this river originates, yeah.
Oh, Racine County.
Yep.
Okay. Is it spring fed? Is it what? What is it?
Just a wetlands area that drains into it.
Oh, so irrigated wetland flow into this body of water, and eventually it go all the way down to
all the way to the Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of Mexico. Fascinating. So I'm doing a photo shoot, and I'm watching Paul get himself ready here, and
all ready.
And he's getting out there, and I wish I can go out there in a canoe and take a photo shoot, but I don't want to.
It's only a solo canoe.
I know. I'm just doing words. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, let's get this show on the road.
Yeah. So there he is, the canoe man, Paul on his canoe. Yes, like I said, fascinating to me because I always saw the word canoe launching, right? But I never seen someone launch a canoe. Here comes another guy, right?
This is my friend Tim.
And that's Tim. So now he's not only going solo, but he's actually have a partner with him. Tim, nice to meet you, man. I'm a historian from the Virgin Islands doing this photo shoot, capturing you guys doing the canoe thing, man.
All right.
So enjoy.
All right.
Enjoy, man.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Virgin Island.
I just came
St. Thomas?
I was in the Bahamas.
The Bahamas is different to the Virgin Islands, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, enjoy. Yeah, that's his friend there, Tim. Really, it is fascinating to get a chance to see people actually canoeing here on the lakefront. I've been here several times, but I never actually see anyone actually out in this body of water. And this body of water is not frozen over today. It comes, as Paul said, it comes from the Racine County, comes all the way down here and eventually empty out into the Gulf of Mexico. So those are some knowledge that I obtained today, and I'm glad for the information here in Wadsworth, Illinois, doing a photo shoot of the canoeing on the Des Plaines River. I'm here sitting at Illinois State Beach. A body of water right now today, actually a mile north. The lake is in the distance, and has craters of snow that are lined the lakefront. And also that makes it beautiful because it looks good. So I'm out here enjoying this particular scenery this morning. And I hope you enjoy it too. Yeah, I'm just going to capture the scenery, the amount of snow here, avalanche at Illinois State Beach. Right here. Avalanche of snow right here at Illinois State Beach. It's interesting to see because this is the beachfront, but actually it's ice now. So it's good to come and see it before it all melts up. Illinois State Beach. Oh yeah! I'm standing right by the Des Plaines River up in Wadsworth. This river once is in the summertime is flowing, but today it's frozen. And it's symbolic of what the temperature is like here in Wadsworth, Illinois. I'm just out today exploring particular areas to see how nature has depicted itself and transformed itself into a different scenery. I cover all the different seasons from summer all the way up to springtime and the fall. And now I'm trying to cover the wintertime in these particular areas in Wadsworth, Illinois. This is a flowing body of water in the summertime and the springtime. Now it's actually frozen over. To get this shot of me climbing the mountain, ice. See, this is the mountain. See, this guy here represents a bear sitting in his kingdom. Today I'm sitting in my kingdom in this particular ice formation here in Zion, Illinois. I came here to capture this beautiful setting, and the sun is going down in the west. So I'm enjoying this moment of this scenery of, I don't know if this is going to remain the same, but this is Icecapade here in Zion. thermometer this morning here in Chicago registered at 21 degrees. So I'm out here this morning to actually experience what 21 degrees feel like at 0 Celsius. 21 degrees minus out here in this temperature this morning. So I'm here to find exactly what it feels like. What the area behind me and the temperature is making history today. It's about 20 degrees minus, and it's breaking record because sometime back in the 80s it was about 16 degrees. But anyway, this day is a cold day here in Illinois, and I'm out here actually experience what it's like to actually be in a 20 minus degree temperature. It's beginning to get cold, as you notice. I said 21 degrees below, and I just want to see how the nature actually reacting to this temperature change. I'm sitting walking out of Illinois, listening to people walking seeing how people deal with it. But what I'm noticing, most people actually doing it very way, and it was experiencing a lot in a couple of days. It's going through global. So I'm making history, but it's pretty cold out here today. Like you say, minus degrees in the shade. Minus 20. I'm doing this photo shoot because I want to let people know what it feels like to be in a temperature minus 20 degrees here in the Midwest. It's quite a different setting, but it's minus 20 here in the Midwest. It's called Waukegan, Illinois. And I'm taking this opportunity out today to actually do this photo shoot so I can experience history. I call it, here's what I will coin it this way. 21 minus degrees in the shade. Real cold, real cold. 27 minus degrees in the shade. Real cold here in Illinois. 27 minus degrees. That's what the marina looks like during the wintertime here at Lake Michigan. You can see the actually water is frozen here at the lake where the marina boats at. So it's quite a different scene here in the wintertime here at Waukegan Marina. I'm trying to find out what it's like at the beach, but soul that comes out here and actually make sure these roads is clear.
Yeah.
And so what's the temperature now?
I think 10 to 12.
So what's the worst snowstorm have you seen since you've been on?
I think before a couple years ago. I'm not sure about the year.
How much?
I think was more than 1.5 feet that time.
1.5 feet?
Yes, sir.
1.5 feet ain't nothing, man.
No,
I'm talking about like 5 feet mountains of snow.
No, we don't get that.
You haven't got that since you've been here?
No, probably some different state, but here...
Yeah, so you never had a blizzard here?
No, in Chicago...
Yeah, in this part of the country?
I think if we back to the Chicago history, maybe, but I don't remember when I be here. It happened.
Well, I tell you, I was here in the blizzard of '79, and it was so much snow. It was these houses was collapsing. If you ask anybody about the history of snow around here, the blizzard of '79, everything has stopped. House collapsed. People die inside a house because it was so much snow.
Yes.
So you never seen that type?
Chicago, no.
I mean, up here.
Up here, I hear about it.
Yeah. This is a virgin snow. Look at that snow. Virgin snow here virgin snow over here off the York House Road in Waukegan. Virgin virgin snow. I'm out this beautiful park, enjoying the virgin snow. Can you imagine? Nice and crispy. That comes through here, and beautiful sunrise this morning, and lots of snow, lots of snow. So I'm out here enjoying it. Oh, really?
My house, my trailer.
You love your trailer. So you see the different season from summer, fall, winter, and then spring. Which is your favorite?
Almost all of them.
You can't love all of them.
Well, summer is
Yeah.
better for me.
Yeah. So what's interesting in the surrounding area that's called Lake County? What are some sites that you will tell me to look to go see while I'm here? What are some places that I would like you will tell me to go to? Historical, entertainment. What is it in this Lake County, right? Like for example, what kind of activities most people get involved in, like say the summertime? Entertainment. Tell me. Taste of Waukegan.
Yes, and people like to go to the beach.
To the beach?
Yeah. They always have something to do.
Okay.
Over the summer by the lake.
So the lake is a stimulating part of living in Waukegan. Yeah. So interesting because like I said, I traverse the area and I checking out the system, and I'm going to compile a whole composite of this entire neighborhood and see what's significant about it. So it's been my pleasure talking to you in reference to being part of Park City, and you say you love your trailer. That's why you said. You said she love her trailer. Why?
I don't know. Since I see it, it's like, oh, this is my home.
This is your home.
Here, I will stay here.
You live here and stay here.
My kids.
Your kids.
They got the bus of clothes.
Yeah.
After school.
Yeah.
There's a platform here. So
Yeah.
Too far.
Access. Veteran Memorial Plaza here for Washington Street in Waukegan. Just capturing a Veteran Memorial Plaza, dedicated to all wars. Civil War, Spanish-American War, Revolutionary War, World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, and present-day war. I understand, quick, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I live in Waukegan. Waukegan has been here it was originally named Little Fort. They changed the name from Little Fort to Waukegan. The county seat, Waukegan is the county seat of Lake County, Illinois. It was an industrial town. Many, many factories were down on the lakefront. Tannery, the sugar refinery, Outboard Marine Corporation. Now we don't have any factories down there pretty much, and they're trying to change it. What else do you want to know?
So what's the what every city has its renaissance. What was the renaissance period in Waukegan?
Oh, I don't know.
You know, when everything was booming and
probably back in the 20s.
Yeah, I mean
1910, that's when all the factories were going. You had a lot of immigrants that came to Waukegan to work in the factories. That's when we had our big growth back then.
Oh, what about the 70s and 60s?
The 70s and 60s?
Yeah, I mean 70s and 80s.
1970 and 1980?
Yeah, how was it? What was it like then?
Well, I don't know. I lived in Waukegan then. I was just out of high school then.
And you didn't see any significant
Yeah, there was a change. Some of the population changed. The demographics of it changed. We have a lot more Hispanic than we used to.
Okay.
A lot. I don't know what the numbers are now.
Okay.
But they're a lot more than they used to be.
I got you. So you've seen the transformation of Waukegan.
Yes.
From that period until now. The demographic has changed. All the stores and the housing been transformed to somewhat other demographic.
Oh yeah.
So what caused it? How come people begin to move out of Waukegan? The first original demographic. What caused them to move out of Waukegan, going west or east?
You know, I don't know that they did. You know,
They're still here.
Yeah, I think
they still
so.
own the property.
A lot of the Yugoslavian people and Croatian, they still live down on the south side, some of them.
Oh, those are the people who actually inhabited Waukegan?
Oh, well...
Yugoslavian, no Irish?
All of those down on the south side on Lennox
Yeah.
and South Jenna Street, McAllister, a lot of Finnish.
Yeah.
Were down there. So there was a huge population. The churches were, a lot of the services were given in Finnish or Croatian or any of those. So that was a huge population. The Finns were really big Finnish.
Also, Waukegan demographic is a descendant of the Croatian and the Finnish people.
Somewhat. There's a lot of German here too.
What about the Danish and the Irish English?
You know what? There is a mixture. Actually, Waukegan is a melting pot.
Okay, so what role did the Black American play in Waukegan?
You know, Black Waukegan, they used to live mostly on the south side.
Yeah.
What is this for?
No, I'm a historian from the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
I'm not really taping you. What I'm doing, I'm getting a composition from your audio. Telling me about Waukegan, because no one ever told me about Waukegan, so that's why.
Okay, Waukegan has an unusual demographic.
Yeah.
And back in years ago in the
Yeah.
50s,
Yeah.
mainly the white people lived up north,
Yeah.
and the black people lived in the south.
Yeah.
McAllister and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Actually, before that, they lived down on Market Street.
Okay.
Then they moved up. And I can remember when they first started busing. I was actually a school bus driver.
Yeah.
When they first started busing kids to different schools.
Okay.
You saw a lot of change. There's been a lot of good change over the years.
Okay.
There was some very
hostile.
Well, there was at one time prominent men. There was a Dr. King that lived down on the south side on Utica, right across from the cemetery on Sheridan Road.
Okay.
He was a doctor, and he saw a lot of people for free.
Oh, yeah.
He really believed in the programs for the kids, the youth programs.
Yeah.
And because he could see these kids didn't have anything to do.
Right.
He had basketball teams, and he was very strict with these kids about what they did to stay on the team.
Okay.
He saved a lot of kids from going bad. He believed in them.
So as I was driving up, I saw this mirror on the wall in we call South Avenue, South Street.
Okay, down there.
The painting.
Yeah, that's in the area.
What does painting represent? I mean, are those people with prominency here?
Oh yeah, a lot of them. I'm not familiar with it because I haven't saw it, but if I remember correctly, hearing about it, yeah, they were people that made changes in Waukegan.
Okay.
Our mayor is the first black mayor that we've had, Sam Cunningham.
So you see, how well is he doing?
You know, it depends on who you talk to.
Yeah,
know?
okay.
I think he's doing okay.
Yeah, I got
we had the Good Old Boy Network before that. So,
yeah. So things has
It
changed.
depends on who you talk to. He's done good, he's done bad. He inherited some of the stuff that he's trying to deal with now.
Okay.
You know.
All right, it's been a pleasure talking to you. You have given me a lot about this place that I may not have gotten.
Have you ever lived in Waukegan?
No, I haven't. I'm a historian coming through. I'm here on an assignment with the Navy, and I'm just trying to understand it.
Waukegan I love Waukegan.
Okay.
Yes, Waukegan's changed.
Beautiful. Lakefront, Kenosha County. Wisconsin. It's pretty cold out here by the lake, but I'm trying to capture some of this scenery out here by the lake. It's pretty. Standing right here in Kenosha County, the harbor. And right here is significant because it's a beautiful setup. It's cold today, but I'm actually taking this opportunity to film this shot. Traversing the area and doing a whole lot of stuff. I'm shooting myself right here, Kenosha County. I gotta be careful because this is frozen. All of this is frozen. It's fascinating to be on top of it, but I like doing stuff like this. So here am I here in Kenosha County, Wisconsin. My ears are getting frozen, my hands are getting frozen, but I enjoy doing this shot. Right here in Kenosha County, Wisconsin. Leon Garland. Ice Pig. Ice Pig. Kenosha County. Yeah, look at the crystal on that thing. There's a lake out there. Water's boiling up. I gotta try to get out of here. I can feel my fingers getting cold. But I'm trying to do this shot here. In Kenosha County, Wisconsin. There's ice in the lake. In Kenosha County, Wisconsin. Ice in the lake. I'm here in Kenosha County, and I'm standing in front of the harbor that is significant for Kenosha County because it's been constructed as the National Veteran Memorial. This harbor runs through here. Once upon a time, the city of Kenosha had what we call a car industry. We call General Motors, and they reconstruct this area and they tore down the original site and created a new part of Kenosha. And this is significant because this part is actually attractive now, and it's a new revitalization of the city of Kenosha.